What made my tailor literally drop her measuring tape and refuse to touch me when she discovered why I couldn't slouch for my measurements? I'd worn the same military academy uniform every single day for 8 years straight since enrolling at 18. The academy demanded perfect posture 24 hours a day with metal posture braces during training, and inspection officers would make us stand against walls for hours if they caught even a hint of slouching. After 8 years, my body never knew anything except standing perfectly straight with shoulders back and spine aligned, and honestly, I'd forgotten what it felt like to relax. I finally graduated and needed civilian clothes for my sister's wedding. I went to this upscale tailor downtown for a custom suit, and the seamstress kept complimenting my posture while getting her tools ready, saying she wished all her clients stood so straight. She started measuring my chest and shoulders, making small talk about the wedding while jotting down numbers on her notepad, everything completely routine and professional. Then she asked me to slouch forward so she could measure the natural curve of my shoulders for the jacket. I tried to round my shoulders, but absolutely nothing happened, like my muscles had forgotten how to perform that movement. She laughed and said she understood the military discipline, but she really needed me to relax. I tried again, genuinely attempting to let my spine curve, but my back stayed locked in position. She put her hands on my shoulders to guide them forward and immediately froze. Her face went from amused to confused as she pressed harder, and my shoulders didn't budge even a fraction of a millimeter. She moved behind me and ran her fingers down my spine through my shirt, then jerked her hands away and stepped back. She called the master tailor over, saying something was wrong with my back. This older gentleman who'd been fitting suits for 40 years put his hands on my spine, and his expression immediately changed. He asked if I was wearing a back brace or medical device, and when I said no, he pressed harder along my vertebrae. Then he asked how long I'd been holding this posture. I told him 8 years, and he literally laughed, thinking I was joking. But when he saw my face, he went silent. He tried to physically bend my torso forward using both hands and significant force, but my spine wouldn't move at all. He had me remove my shirt, and when he examined my back directly, he went completely pale. He said, "Your spine isn't just straight, it's completely fused. The vertebrae feel like they've locked together into a single piece." He tried to find any flexibility between the bones and couldn't detect even the slightest movement. He ran his fingers along the muscles on either side of my spine and said they felt like steel cables that had been tightened and frozen in place. The seamstress had me lie on the fitting platform, but my back maintained its curve with this massive gap underneath because my spine couldn't flatten against it. The master tailor called in a physical therapist from next door who did flexibility tests and couldn't achieve even 1 degree of spinal flexion. She felt along my back and said the muscles weren't just tight, they'd actually hardened into something like scar tissue that held my spine like concrete. She kept repeating, "This isn't possible," while pressing different vertebrae, trying to find any movement at all. Then the master tailor asked if the academy had done anything unusual during training. I mentioned the metal posture braces they'd make us wear 18 hours a day for the first 2 years, and everyone in the room went silent. The physical therapist examined the faint marks still visible along my spine from where the braces had pressed for years and said, maybe the constant pressure during development caused some kind of adaptation, but vertebrae don't just fuse together from external pressure. That's not how bones work. By the time I left, everyone in the shop had tried to bend my spine and failed. Sitting in my car, I realized I'd never actually relaxed my back in over a decade because the academy forbade it, and now I physically couldn't. The movie theater that night was torture because I couldn't lean back in the seat and had to sit on the edge the entire film. Sleeping required special pillows to support the permanent curve in my spine that wouldn't flatten against the mattress. My girlfriend said holding me felt like embracing a statue because my torso had no give whatsoever. I saw 3 different specialists, and none could explain how my spine had become completely rigid. X-rays showed normal vertebrae that somehow wouldn't move. MRIs revealed the muscles had indeed hardened into something resembling cartilage, but nobody knew why. One doctor theorized the years of metal braces during growth spurts had caused a unique adaptation, but he admitted he'd never seen anything like it in medical literature. I had to relearn how to exist in a world built for people who could bend, and all because I'd stood too straight for too long without ever once testing if I could still slouch.